It's very unseasonal weather out there. Must be that climate change. Oh. Now, I remember Flash Gordon from the serials. Yeah, the old black and white serials with Buster Crap. And the bloody awful special effects of spaceships hanging off bits of string. But they were based on a comic strip, apparently, which I hadn't ever read. So when I got roped into watching Flash Gordon, courtesy of my lad Dino, I thought, alright, yeah, I remember this might be good. Anyway, the film opens with Flash Gordon, or as I like to call him, Flash Gate, waiting to jump on an aeroplane and having a gander at this weird weather phenomenon, which is actually Ming the Merciless toying with the planet. Now, in this version, is an American football quarterback, but you can tell he's a Flash Gate straight away because he's got his name emblazoned all over his t-shirt. And he's very confident, brazenly ogling the young lady. And then when he gets on the aeroplane with the young lady, he's dead sleazy.
I saw you at the hotel last night. I asked the maitre d' who you were. I couldn't believe a girl like you was alone.
You're just saying that to get my mind off this.
But she's obviously lacking in self-esteem because she seems to love the fact that he's dead sleazy. Anyway, the aeroplane falls victim to the extreme weather phenomenon and crashes at this laboratory of this mad scientist, played by Topo. Yeah, Topo. If I were a rich man, I can never remember the words to that song. How the words can't it go again? Oh yeah, there are the words. Anyway, Topo is playing Dr. Hans Zarkov, and he kidnaps Flash Gate and his lady friend Dale Arden. And they fly off in a space rocket and they whiz off into these far-flung solar systems. And you can see Flash Gate and his lady friend are getting very cosy already. They've just met each other. Yeah, he's like a rat up a drain pipe. She's obviously gagging for it. Now, as they enter this mysterious galaxy, they're being watched the whole time by the baddies.
Test object for life waves. Positive, form unknown. Approximate Mong scale 3.
Mong scale? I don't think you can say that anymore, can you? You can't, can you? No. Yeah, anyway, they crash land on the planet Mongo. Yeah. Can't say a second crash landing in the space of a few minutes. Blooming whiplash would be dreadful. Whereas blame is a claim. Now, they're quickly captured by these evil-looking guards. Now, Zarkov's very astute because he susses out the situation.
Look at them. The poor wretches are just waiting for someone to lead them in revolt.
Yeah, he's extremely perceptive because he sussed all that out after being there for 30 seconds. And they get taken to presumably the Mongo equivalent of the Blackpool Tower Ballroom. And there's more sequins than Strictly Come Dancing here. The costume designer must have been like a dog with two dicks. Now, this is where Ming the Merciless pops up, played by Max von Sydow. Now, as well as the controversial Mongo terminology, apparently they've had to put a warning on this film now because it's a racist stereotype, a Far East Asia stereotype, which, you know, with hindsight, yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? Yeah, he does look in a little bit Fu Manchu, doesn't he? Anyway, he's obviously the ruler, and he's got all these different subjects there, led by these different princes. Timothy Dalton turns up, looking very dashing. Yeah, he looks like a matinee movie idol, like Errol Flynn there, doesn't he? And Brian Blessed. Of course, Brian Blessed. Because he's got that iconic line in this film, ain't he, Blessed? Gordon's alive! Yeah, Gordon's alive. Booms it out, doesn't it? Gordon's alive. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. And around, Ming decides to execute Flashgate and humiliates him by making him wear these tiny leather underpants before popping him into this gas chamber. And you think, oh, that's it, he's dead. Nice to see, though, that the baddies have been consistent with Flash Gordon's corporate branding there. They've used the correct logo on his gravestone. Very, very thoughtful. Yeah, I wonder what the background to that were. Yeah, after they've executed him, do you think they've gone to Zarkov and Dale and gone, well, does he have a logo? What would he like on his headstone? Can you show us that logo? Have you got that in a suitable format, in a high-resolution JPEG or some such? Of course, they wouldn't have had a JPEG, they only had it on his T-shirt. But his T-shirt only said Flash, so they've had to get the Gordon from somewhere else. It just seems like a lot of effort for somebody that they were quite happy to kill off. Anyway, he ain't dead though, he ain't dead. Because it turns out that Ming's daughter has saved Flashgate's life because she wants to have it off with him and all. So she presumably got the executioner to give him an antidote to the poison or some such. That's Stanley Lieber again. Howard from Ever Decreasing Circles. And Flashgate and Ming's daughter escape, and she's presumably given him this uniform in disguise with this very dashing looking scarf. Not quite sure that's essential, but there you go. And she takes him to Timothy Dalton's planet, where Dalton and his merry men live. You could call it Forest Zone, if it were the Crystal Maze, couldn't you? Yeah. And they arrive in the middle of an initiation ceremony, where a young fella, dressed like he's auditioning for Peter Pan, sticks his hand in a tree stump in order to prove his manliness. But he gets bit by this scorpion creature. And the scorpion's poison condemns him to an excruciating death. And of course, you younger viewers will recognise this actor as Peter Duncan from Blue Peter. Yeah, he was the action man in Blue Peter, did all the high-risk, dangerous stunts and stuff. Yeah, he got his own programme, Duncan Dares. He's basically the modern-day equivalent of John Noakes. Yeah, I thought he was great, John Noakes. Kids used to watch John Noakes and Summer Holidays as well. He was great with John Noakes. Rest in peace, John Noakes. Anyway, where was I? It's pretty obvious that Dalton, he doesn't like Flashgate. And he ends up challenging him to a Russian roulette duel by stuffing their hands into a tree stump and avoiding getting stung by the scorpion thingy. But Flashgate cleverly tricks him, pretends he's been bit, and catches him off guard and nabs his sword off him, and then escapes. And this is another bit of the film where I find myself going, what the bloody hell is he doing this for? Because whilst he escapes from his captors, where the bloody hell is he planning on going? He's on an alien planet in a far-flung solar system. I mean, was he planning on getting a taxi? I don't get it. Why did he escape? He ain't the sharpest tool in the box, this Flashgate, I don't think. But luckily for him, after falling into a swamp and getting attacked by this swamp creature, him and Dalton then get captured by the Hawkmen, who want to take him to see Voltan, who's Brian Bless said. We've got that line coming up. We've got the classic line coming up. It's superb. Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive! Yeah. And he loves it, Bless said. He loves the line. He loves saying it. Any excuse for him to say it.
The other thing about disused railways, they have tunnels. This sign should warn of the need for ear defenders.
And you've got a good voice.
Thank you.
And so after me, say Gordon's alive.
Okay, shall I go first?
No, say Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive!
And that's very good. And we'll take it up a decibel. Gordon's alive! Gordon's alive!
Booming away, isn't he? Booming away! Gordon's alive! Brilliant line. Brilliant line. We won't do it just yet. We'll come to it in a bit. But in terms of the story, Dale and Flashgate get reunited at Voltan's Sky Palace. And this for me is absolutely bloody ludicrous. Remember, they've known each other for a matter of hours by this point.
Boy, have I got some crazy stories to tell you.
Save them for our kids.
Oh, I accept.
Kids? Are you having a laugh? Them pair need to get out more. And around, Voltan makes Flashgate and Timothy Dalton fight to the death on this rotating platform with spikes popping out of it. It's a good bit, this. But instead of fighting to the death, Flash Git shows that he's a good bloke and saves Dalton's life. And from this point they go, yeah, let's team up and let's shove it up Ming's arse. And obviously you can probably predict how the rest of the story goes. But for me, Blessed, he's the best thing in this. And he has an absolute field day in this, does Blessed. It looks like he's having great fun. You know, for some thespians, this sort of thing would be beneath them. But Blessed's like a pig in shit. Bit manic at times. Yeah, look at him clobbering the baddies. Knocking him into space. Cracking, that special effects crap, isn't it? It's as bad as the 1930s rocket ships, that. And Timothy Dalton's good in this, no. It looks like Errol Flynn, doesn't it? It doesn't sound like Errol Flynn now.
Freeze! The bloody bastards!
Righto, on to Ray's ratings. And I remember watching Flash Gordon with my lad Dean when he were a nipper. And I remember thinking, oh, this should be quite good. And I remember thinking it were absolute shite. I thought it was bloody awful. So when I rewatched it not long ago, I was expecting it to be a 1-star film. But I must confess, I was thoroughly entertained, thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolute cobblers. But my expectations were so low, I was pleasantly surprised. I suspect the Ray's rating reversal would apply to this movie. If you go in expecting it to be 3 stars, you're going to think it's shit. But if you go in expecting it's shit, you might be pleasantly surprised. So I'm rating Flash Gordon a 3-star, 1-star film. But paradoxically, if you go in expecting a 3-star film, you'll probably think it's a load of cobblers and rate it as 1-star, 3-star film. Yeah. So that was Flash Gordon. And, hey, nearly forgot, didn't I? Nearly forgot. Blessed's iconic line, his booming line, Gordon's alive! I nearly forgot it, didn't I? Here we go, let's have a look at it.
Gordon's alive?
And that's it. Is that definitely the right clip?
Gordon's alive?
Yeah. That weren't booming. That were crap. Yeah, funny how your mind plays tricks on you, ain't it? I don't remember it being like that at all. I thought I remember him booming it out. Gordon's alive. But, oh well. Hopefully you enjoyed this review, even if Blessed's iconic line were let down. Remember to poke the like button if you did. Give it a good poke. Share Ray reviews with your mates. And subscribe if you ain't already subscribed. Much appreciated. And that's the last review in this series. I'm having a little bit of time off. But I'll be back before too long, don't worry. Got a few requests in from various folk, so I'll be making my way through some of them in the not too distant future. Anyway, I will see you lot next time. Okeydoo!